Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, where you can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our Rukka brand and sizing overview at RevZilla.com. So for those of you that have seen Rukka, you're guessing it's very technical gear, and your guess is right. Rukka is actually part of a 100-year-old company. Rukka, the brand, has been around since the 1950s. So an over 50-year-old brand that focuses on comfort and defense. It's from Finland. The weather gets nasty in Finland, and they have a huge riding contingent. Rukka's huge in Finland and in Europe and in different parts of the world because they use the best of the Gore-Tex technology coupled with very high-end technical premium ways of implementing them into their gear. So before I get into a quick sizing overview, really quickly, I'm wearing the Dingo softshell. Peter to my left is wearing the Armas top-end touring and adventure jacket. On the table, I have a handful of gloves. I have the R-Star 2-in-1. I have the Argosaurus, the Apollo, the Vauhti, and also the Saturn. Keep that in mind. Let's dive into the sizing really briefly and then walk a little bit more through some of the technical features. So let's briefly dive into sizing. And with Rukka, when it comes to sizing, it's definitely a European fit. The jackets and the pants are meant to hug your body, hug your lines, look really good. Especially in the pants, you're not going to get a lot of bagginess. They're meant to be not worn as overpants, but to be worn right over your body to create a nice line. So I have Peter to my left. Let's talk about the main fit issues when you're trying to use the size charts on RevZilla.com. You're going to need a soft tape measurement, and the key jacket fit is going to be your chest, and that's really the chest measurement at the widest circumference. For guys, a lot of times, it's right across their nipples. For women, it's the widest part of your bust. Also, when Rukka talks about waist, it's your true waist. Now, we've seen other manufacturers do this. Keep in mind, it's not your jeans your manufactured jean size. It's not your jean size, it's your belly button. So just like we're going to take a measurement around the circumference of Peter's chest, we'd also do it right across his belly button. That's why it's good to have a friend help you with this. And that's going to be that circumference starting point. It's also the starting point for height for the outseam measurement, which goes to that belly button line all the way down to the outside of your ankle on the outside of your leg. So turn away from me, let's do your chest. I have my soft tape right here, which makes it really easy. I'm going to give it to Peter, come around the back. Peter, put it even with your nipples. Peter's going to put his arms down. Now, you don't want to exhale all the way, and you don't want to take a deep breath and hold it like you're doing for a race suit. You just want to take a normal breath, stop breathing, and hold it in. Peter's coming in right at 42. Pretty easy. Now, the other measurement with Rukka you got to keep in mind is they do a sleeve measurement. And remember, that was very easy in the size chart we have as centimeters and inches. You can always calculate. Sleeve is going to be center of the back. It's one of those center of the necks, comes down the shoulder, to the elbow, and to right where the wrist starts. So that's going to be your ballpark sleeve measurement. The chest is much more important than the sleeve, though. Keep that in mind. So the other thing you have to keep in mind with the Rukka gear is that the jackets are actually going to fit about a half to a full size big. And what I mean by that is typically with European gear, if I'm a 42-inch chest, I would wear a size 52 jacket. With Rukka, deceivingly, I'm a 42, I'm actually going to wear a size 50. Same thing with Peter. He's got a 42-inch chest. He was wearing a size 50. So keep that in mind, that your jackets actually, as much as they have that European felt look to them, they're a little bit more generous than you expect. So we actually tell people to go about a half to a full size down. But when in doubt, give us a shout, and we'll help you walk through that process. And remember, there's no restock fees. We'll ship for free, exchange for free. Try to make that sizing piece easy. When it comes to gloves, they fit about a half size small. So they're numeric sizes. I'm a size 10. In a held, I'm a size 9.5. In an Alpine Stars, I'm an extra large. In an Icon or First Gear, I'm going to be a large. So a Rukka 10 is the equivalent of an American large. And remember, with other numeric gloves, we find they fit about a half size small. So keep that in mind as well. So we've talked high level about Rukka, and we've talked briefly about sizing. Let's walk into some of the nuances, some of the technical features that really go into that comfort and defense equation. Looking at the Armas jacket that we have back on Peter, it's a great example of what Rukka can do. Partner with Gore-Tex, use the best of what's available technology-wise, and remember, any of the jackets that you see jackets or gloves within the Rukka line, watch their detailed breakdown videos where I go through all these technologies and how they really affect it, but I'm going to give you just a flavoring today. The first thing that you need to know is there's really two key pieces of armor in any Rukka gear. There's RVP Air, which is their very breathable CE-rated armor. This is a shoulder. It creates a really nice line. The way that it sits, that's what's in this jacket. And their newer style armor is called D30 Air. Rukka has partnered with D30, CE-rated armor It's going to be molecular and aerated. You know these big panels, so it doesn't affect the Gore-Tex's breathability, but when you introduce shock, it's going to allow the armor to become rigid because it disperses that shock throughout, and you can always upgrade anything that goes from that's RVP over to the D3O if you like. Moving past that, let's talk about Gore-Tex. So we know Gore-Tex is waterproof, breathable, it's a membrane. They do a lot of pro shell with Rukka. So it means the Gore-Tex is bonded to the outer shell. It's not a liner that you pull out. That means that it's very durable, it's one layer, it's 3 liners that are sandwiched together that make one layer. When you start to sweat, the sweat goes out through the Gore-Tex membrane, evaporates out, but when Mother Nature drops any rain, sleet, precipitation, anything on you, it's never gonna make its way in. It's a nice touch. Another thing that Rukka does is they'll use the lockout zippers here and there, like the Armas uses a lockout. You'll see a non-lockout on something like the California. Lockout's like a heavy-duty Ziploc bag. This is a lockout 2.0. You also have venting. The venting can go right to the body. Some of the other materials, we use Gore-Tex Armacor, Aramid, Cordura, Ripstop, Talisman, SuperFabric, which is the tiny laser welded ceramic plates. You're using on some of the jackets like the Merlin, the TFL Cool, which allows it to reflect the sun's rays. There's also a really neat technology called Cordura AFT, which is a knit fabric that's on the Airway, which is a 3-season warm weather jacket that allows it to flow a ton of air without giving away the safety that you typically do by going to a straight up mesh jacket. So again, a lot of features here in their gloves. They're all going to be Gore-Tex for the most part, except for a couple of the entry-level gloves. They use the Gore Extra Fit technology. You have titanium sliders. You know, their R-Star glove is a 2-in-1, 1 chamber for grip, 1 chamber inside the glove for warmth. So again, keep in mind that Rukka is gravitating towards the best of what's available for protection and comfort technologies within the motorcycle landscape. Love to hear your feedback. Subscribe on RevZilla TV and join the comments with questions, your feedback, your comments here at RevZilla.com, on our product pages, or on YouTube on RevZilla TV. You can also call and talk to a gear geek. See us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Find the Rukka line at RevZilla.com/Rukka. Remember, it ships for free, exchange for free, no restock fee if you need to send it back to us. You can earn Team Zilla cash on every order. Thanks for watching a Rukka brand guide and sizing overview at RevZilla.com/Rukka. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.